claims the charges were just too big to fight. Tonight, one of the Eastern Shore arsonists is headed to prison for more than a decade. Tanya Bundick entered an Alford plea on 61 separate crimes for fires set in Mackinac County. It changes the plan for 60 more trials and the possibility of hundreds of years behind bars. 10 on your side's Deanna LeBlanc was there for what appears to be the wrap-up of this case.
Tanya Bundick's Alford plea came as a surprise to many in the courtroom. The woman who fought with her old attorney for 63 separate trials, now with her new attorney, admitted the Commonwealth has enough to find her guilty on all 62 remaining charges.
I think for the citizen it's a relief. You know, that was a horrendous crime that they committed over the course of a long period of time. Now she needs to spend a long period of time in the penitentiary.
Bundick agreed to 17.5 years behind bars, removing the risk of 62 more juries that could sentence her to a much greater time in jail. For Accomack County Commonwealth Attorney Gary Agar, it spares taxpayers an even bigger bill. 10 on your side learned that had she not entered the Alford plea, each of Bundick's trials would have cost a minimum of $67,000 to more than $170,000.
She's been through several attorneys. She's had 2 jury trials, basically. And so also there were a great deal of expenses that were made today preparing for another jury trial.
The mountain of costs has been basically capped. Though Agar couldn't estimate the bottom line, he says the bills go back to 2012.
Where was the money really spent? I mean, investigation over those several months really was unimaginable.
Bundick's arsons exhausted firefighters and their resources, many of whom on the Eastern Shore are volunteers. And the work to catch her and her fiancé, Charles Smith III, wasn't cheap.
We had a group of state police from all over the state here on the Eastern Shore trying to catch them in the act. Ultimately, that's what they did, but there was a huge investigation.
So no more trials for Tanya Bundick, but it may not be her last time in court. She's already started the appeals process for the first 2 guilty verdicts handed down to her last year, and Agar says she could still appeal her sentence from today. In the newsroom, I'm Deanna LeBlanc. 10 on your side.